Shalom, family. Glory be to God, and blessed be the Lamb, as usual, and forever and ever. Preliminary matter. Just because I don't upload audios daily doesn't mean that I'm not making audios or that you don't hear me. You hear me. This is a fact, and we both know it. I haven't fallen off. I haven't given up, or any of those other things that you humans engage in. Those are not terms that I've ever entertained. I don't know what giving up means. I don't know what can't means. I don't, or the one that's speaking to your head that is dangerous. That don't take me moving my head or my mouth or my tongue. I chose this method as a mercy unto you. The other method is much worse. It's much worse. So I asked you last week, what would you prefer? And you don't have an option such as be quiet. No. Look at the world. You be quiet. You be quiet. Or you help to fix it. As long as there's someone crying, someone being bombed or raped or suffer. So you should take these words as a mercy, not something you should run from. Do as you will, though. But I can assure you that there will come a time when you will wish for these words. So have you made your minds up? Which would it be? The one reserved for Enos, or the one reserved for you? Which would it be? Thirdly, you have no right, absolutely no right to. And if I were you, I would tell those people to come do it themselves. Come do it themselves. Those who want me to not tell the truth, kill the truth teller. Okay? You know how you do. You lock them up, you chase them around, you assassinate them, you murder them, you torture them. I mean, you have done some of the most horrific things throughout history to truth tellers, starting with the Jesus of thousands of years ago. And you've been doing the same shit every day thereafter. However, that's neither here or there. It doesn't even matter. What kind of, what do you think that God sent me here for? Woke me up out of my slumber, dragged me from my peace to come look at you, ob- observe. Well, we have observed and we have looked at you, and you're killing yourselves, and you're going to continue to. Listen, all we want is what's ours. That 1/3 of God's chosen, and that 20 or 25% of the world population that has chosen Christ. That there is no other. I think they argue otherwise, especially in the face of this new dynamic of me. I keep saying there is no other coming. I've been saying this for 2 years. Have one showed up yet? What religion have I not went after? None of their gods showed up. Not to do battle, not even to negotiate terms. Which of the fallen have I left out? None of them showed up either. They have believers. They didn't show up again. Okay? I mean, how far do we really have to go? So I ask again, would you show up under those circumstances? With the knowledge that you have. See, I will come and go. I've always been. It is you who face death, never me. You're weird if you think any other way. But let's get to what I really wanted to actually talk about. I just want you to give you something spiritual to chew on. If there is no God, then that means that I made myself. And I made myself in such a unique manner that I can control the environment of Mother Nature. You want to silence the truth because the truth is the light and the light is God and the truth will set you free. Moving on. But now let's hang around there a couple more minutes. Listen, that's never going to happen. It would have happened if any of your beliefs, any of your gods had showed up to fight for the throne. Instead, you show up not to fight for the throne, which your ass is too small to even fit in, but to stop the one taking the throne. But you don't want it yourself because it doesn't fit you. Both know that there's going to be a fucking apocalypse. What are we waiting for? You have all of your troops. I have all of my troops. We're both ready. Oh, you're not ready. They're never going to be ready. They thought they were ready, but they're never going to be ready. You know why? Does anybody know why? Because it's like I said back in 2020. The Bible says that those who are willing to sacrifice their life keeps their life. Ever found out what we have done, they would chase us down and lynch us. He's talking about him, his staff, and the Senate and the House. That is the we that they're talking about. If you knew the truth, you would chase them down and lynch them. This back in 1992, 93. And we're going to leave that one out because honestly, I'm not here to besmirch a dead man. Okay? So what did they do that can afford a lifestyle? Let's whittle down that number. Let's get rid of the three richest men in the world. Let's take out another 5% of millionaires. Let's take out another 15% of those making salaries of six figures. Move them too. Now what you left with? What you left with? About 20%, 25 to 30%, give or take. 60% with the topic. 60% and growing. And growing. So who are those who are lining up at the restaurants? Who are those with all this fungible income that they can keep a whole restaurant industry afloat? Who are they? Who is buying the $20 2-pound roast? Huh? Who's paying the $7 or $8 for, say, fancy bread? Who is stealing them? The same person who was mentally sound after 2 weeks on the street have broken and had a nervous breakdown, and now your government officials count them as well. They're out there because they're mentally ill. You broke them. They're not mentally ill, and if they are, there is a cause. You broke them, and it's done intentional. Intentional, okay? You live under a very sick system right now, and it's gonna, I'll tell you what is worth you fighting? What is worth you fighting? I mean, what's gonna get you to slide to the edge of your chair? What's gonna make you to go to your window or your bedroom or whatever and scream, "I've had enough. I can't do it anymore"? What is it going to take? Starvation? Because you're almost there. You don't have to wait long. Y'all will be finna y'all gonna make Jenny Craig jealous because you finna be losing a lot of weight. I'm gonna tell you, they get smashed in the face, but just not by myself. This your fight. You are the ones who allowed it. You are the ones who have maintained it. You are the ones who have suffered under it. You are the ones who walk around saying, hey, there's nothing we can do. The police and the law. No one gives a damn about the police or the law but you and people like you. Everything above you don't give a damn about what the police think. They call them pets. They call the police their pets. I'm talking about those who will control you. They also can be quiet change. Do it to the time or the times or that decade or the next decade or the last decade or the last generation. That may change. But the human scenario never changes. And the human reaction to those scenarios never change. It's only a matter of time before the known conclusion to those scenarios happen. And they know this too. Ergo, that's why they're scared as hell right now. They're scared. They understand that when 60% rest, mark my words, first they're going to try to police, and then shortly after that, when you have stolen all of the food and water and the restaurants and the shelves are bare, they're going to start to use that. But you only stop there to eat, but a spell. That's what they don't understand. By this time, you got to know where every one of them at. They're going to start flying out of the country on aeroplanes. I shit you not. That's already started. The rich are fleeing this country. Why? Because they know you coming. And they also know that you know full well what they have done. Robbed and because he understands that the symbolism. You gonna eat him as he's wrapped in smoke and be inflated by a garlic barbecue rub. Okay? These people, if you can still call them that you know me. There is a human, and then there's humanity, and then there's non-human, and then there's non-humanity based on their characteristics. Certain things humans don't do. When you start to seeing humans act like animals, then they're animals. The fact that they walk upright with the same things that I have been through, you finna go through. And some of you are gonna break. But there's two ways of breaking. You can break at the top of the tree, and you can regrow. Never break in the middle of the tree. And most definitely don't get knocked over out the soil. But if you must break at the top. They can have that whole top half of the tree, because you can bring that back. That's nothing. And in fact, against you, the only reason that it bothers you is because of the value it has to you. Period. End of discussion. Now, back to 60% starvation rates. Can't find it, nowhere to rent. And it's the same corporations. Listen, they made themselves a corporation to sell America to enrich themselves. Okay? And they sold it to the rich people of the world. Now, we have a word for the economics professor or something by the name of John Adams. I forget his title. John Adams. Capitalism fails. It guts everything around it, and then it fails. It's failed here. Okay? They keep putting Band-Aids on it. You don't have capitalism. You have a coerced version of capitalism. There is no more free market. There is no more free market to control capitalism. That went with the 90s. Now the capitalists pretty much have bought out that you have nowhere to go. Hungry, tired, hot sun, can't shower, can't sleep. Huh? Nowhere to cook. See, I know all of these things. I am expert at it. I'm expert at it. The loneliness. See, it's all caused by them. And it's what they wanted, because they had believed that if they separate you as entire your families and separate, I mean, separate you, then whatever happens, you are out there by yourself. This is how a wolf acts: spears, slingshots. Or you get where I'm going. Well, that's not how I'm going to fight. No, I decided that when you started swinging, and that's another thing, and you Negroes, you know what? Stop singing and start swinging. All this singing. Every time you look up throughout the campaign, and I could barely watch it, it's 2024 and they still marching and singing and holding hands. Enough singing. Start swinging. I mean, you're running out of ways bland, and it's always evening time. Until you learn how to get some scars. Come up in here without so much as throwing a punch. Come up in here crying. Are you the meek? Because there is a place for the meek. Are you the meek? I would strongly admonish a strong, strapping man such as yourself not to be the meek. There's nothing wrong with it. It'll get you in heaven. Yes, it will. But you just shouldn't want to be the meek. You should want to be the warrior and die a warrior services. You do know that they all part of the same corporation, right? Is that your plan? If they would have been helping anyone, it would not have reached 60%. You do get the comparison, right? You're not that slow, right? If they were helping anyone, then it never would have reached 60% starvation and the homeless rates what they are if they were helping anyone. Are you clicking? How many new homeless individuals per month are hitting the streets? At any rate, it's like a young man at 18. Here's how it is in the black community. At 18 years old, he's tossed out. Never mind that he has no skill, nowhere to go, no job, no way of gainful employment to get off the street. And that's at 18 years old, period, in the black community. If you are the working poor or on Section 8 or any other governmental program. 18 years old. So what is he going to do? Steal? Worse. Freezes come. You got 5 months to start burning shit down. You got 5 months to make those who make your lives miserable. Okay? Because I'm sitting here trying to understand. I understand them. It's greed, envy, and hate. These are the weakest amongst you. The only thing that make them strong is money, literally. And those who would chase after them because they have some. That's all. They're not faster than you. In fact, I've seen numbers. Okay? So let me tell you how this is going to go for all you first-timers. First, you're going to spend your savings up trying to live in hotels and motels. They're going to cost you $300 to $400 a week. That's anywhere from $1,300 to $1,600 a month. That's a small mortgage, okay? You're going to struggle with that week after week after week after week after week after week. Then something will happen in your life like you lose your job. Trust me, because it's meant to be. And then you out on the street or living in a vehicle with your child. What happens? They're going to figure it out. I suggest that you shoot them in the face. But that's me, because that's your house. But they take everybody's house too. But I still recommend that you shoot them in the face. And that's just me, because that's the last thing you have. The last thing you have. And that should be worth them getting shot in their head. And that's the police or the fucking car thief. It's going to be the same. Or the record driver. Okay? They're all wolves. They're all wolves. So after that's happened, and during that phase of the stats, as the drug addicted homeless, they won't remember that you were coming to them begging for help sober. Nope. They're not going to remember that. Okay? And then you would get to watch the rest of the world drive you by and stop at the restaurants as they're eating food. Watching you on the hot sidewalk, dying. This is the truth. So, before we get there, may I offer a couple of suggestions? Of over half of its cases through plea bargaining, here's the effect when you demand a trial. They can't give you one. It's too many of you. Cost too much money. Bankrupt the system. Bankrupt the system. And you are just getting warmed up. You just getting warmed up. But anyway, you have to do something, man. It's going to be a long, hot summer. It can be a whole lot hotter if you got involved. See, me, I'm going to do what I do irrespective of what they're saying, because there's nothing. And I understand that as a negotiating point, I wouldn't choose it either, because that's, they already know what the outcome of that is. You will prosper because they're not there. Separate the wolf from the sheep, and the sheep are fine. They will treat each other like the wolves they are. Snap at each other, bite each other's necks, kill each other's kids. That's what they will do all the way up until there's no wolves left. If you just move out of their way. But they are seemingly refusing this without saying so. So Maryland, a black guy, a black governor, and Maryland's first black governor, vetoes reparations. He vetoes the study or the bill that was going to create the study for reparations. But let's have a look at the gentleman. I won't call his name. I'll be nice. I'll just say he looks like every other phalanx in a suit that I've ever seen. They just look like walking, talking phalanxes. But that's okay. That's okay too. I guess it's a fashion statement. Delineating from everyone else of melanin. Because we have to. Did you see the black man who vetoed reparations? What was it last week or 10 days ago? Another walking phalanx threatening Africa in black skin. And I would like to advise the president of Burkina Faso, Traore, listen, they're not black. Tell you what and I'm going to wrap it up right here. The Bible says, there it is again, I am so good at this, I ought to be a dang preacher. Maybe I should open my own church and make myself wealthy. Charge him $1 at the door. We don't no longer do tithes. You have to pay your way in. So we need $1 at the door. Tithes and offerings. I don't want you to offer me nothing because I'm charging you. We don't want your offerings or your tithes. If you want somebody fed, you go feed them. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon. I am Source. I am 7. I am 1.